Matthew and his friend had come in. This was one of those weekends where we tried to give them privacy. So we rented a condo in Hilton Head because Matthew and his friend were working at a restaurant. They had a big Thanksgiving promotion they did with fried turkeys and all that, and they worked long hours. And so we went over there and got a condo so they would have somewhere to stay and we stayed there for the whole weekend.
Okay. Do you remember what day you left for Hilton Head?
That was on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Okay. And specifically on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, do you recall when the last time you saw Mindy was before you left for Thanksgiving?
Probably the day before or maybe a few days before that.
Okay. So in the days leading up to you leaving, you saw her?
Yes.
Where was she?
She was in the bedroom, but also one time she was coming out of the bedroom going to the bathroom.
Okay. So you saw her in the house itself?
Yes.
Okay. And at that point, what did you think her condition was, her health condition?
She looked really bad. I mean, looked like they told us that she had high blood pressure and she looked like she was sick.
Okay. And at that point, did you leave to go for Hilton Head?
Yes.
Okay. And when you left to go for Hilton Head, when did you come back? What day?
The Sunday afternoon.
Okay. And when you came back on the Sunday afternoon, did you see Mindy?
No.
Where did you think she was?
Nick told us that she was in the hospital. They were trying to regulate her blood pressure.
And did you ever speak with her?
No.
Did you ever see her at the hospital?
No.
Did he tell you which hospital?
No. We just assumed that she was at the military hospital right there in Savannah.
Why did you assume that?
Because he was retired Navy.
Okay. And at that point, did you know whether or not they were expecting a child?
Yes, they told us she was expecting.
Okay. And did you have any belief as to whether or not it was a boy or a girl?
I recall them telling us it was going to be a girl.
Okay. And did you know when she was supposed to be due, if you knew?
I believe it was January 8th.
Okay. So would it be fair to say that the last time you saw her was at the time period right before you left for Thanksgiving, correct?
Correct.
Okay. At that point, did she appear to be pregnant to you?
She could have been, yes.
Okay. Without sounding unkind, had she put on some weight? What makes you think that she could have been pregnant?
Well, I've seen a lot of people who have been pregnant that didn't look pregnant. And so she wasn't really skinny to start off with, so it was believable.
Okay. So when she told you that, you simply believed her?
Yes.
Okay. And when you came back to the house, you said from the surgery, you said Mr. Kassotis helped you into the residence, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Did he stay with you until your wife came home?
Yes.
And at some point, did he leave the residence during that time period?
Yes. Once she came home, he left to go see, he told us to go see Mindy.
Okay. And at that point, what was your expectation about Mindy? Was she coming home or staying at the hospital? What was it you believed was going to be going on?
I thought when she got better, she was coming back to the house.
Okay. And at that point, did Mr. Kassotis leave the residence?
Yes.
And where did you believe he was going?
To the hospital.
And at that point, what, if anything?
Here now to discuss National Trial Attorney Michael Jaffer. Michael, thank you for being on with both of us today. Great to see you. Listen, some of this just doesn't add up for me. You've got obviously a smart person, an attorney in the military, working at the Pentagon, JAG. And then you hear he has this secret Microsoft work, which requires a security team that the in-laws living with them never see, but have to have permission during certain times of the day to even come home to make sure it's safe to come home. Paranoid behavior, seemingly really good folk, the mother and father of the victim as they're testifying. You really like them. What is going on in this case, in your opinion?
I think that it's becoming kind of like a Rorschach test, right? If a person believes that he actually did this, then all of this behavior is compliant with him doing it. If somebody believes that he didn't do it, they could find any other reason that would justify this behavior and say, well, they can point to that and say, well, this shows clearly he was not premeditating the murder of his wife, right? So for me, I feel like there's a common theme, Judge Ashley. When I've advised clients in the past who didn't murder their wives, but were even just entertaining a divorce or a separation from their spouse, their behavior becomes very bizarre. And that's just a regular divorce. People report, and many experts will testify in divorce proceedings that, a person suffered depression, is already suffering depression, they've needed therapy. Just the physical separation between a husband and a wife is traumatic on people, let alone a person who's planning to murder a spouse, if he did this, right? So if in fact he did it, it would lend credence to the fact that his behavior showed signs of him building up to kill her. Because in my time, I don't remember a more qualified defendant in terms of covering up a murder than a former prosecutor. People don't understand how qualified you are as a prosecutor to cover up a criminal act if in fact he did do this. So, but that doesn't mean that he's not a human. Because he's a human, if he did do this, his behavior would become bizarre. He would become overwhelmed, decisions that he himself put on himself. So this evidence, I think it's lending credence to the fact that he planned her murder. That's how I'm seeing it. I'm thinking maybe the jurors will see it that way, but his behavior being so bizarre, just a number of times I've advised businessmen, business leaders, when they're entertaining a divorce, it's just their behavior becomes very bizarre.
Mike, you may have just answered the question for us, because we had been talking in the breaks, like, what could have happened to this guy? Was there a mental break? Maybe it's just like you said, this bizarre behavior, and you've seen it, you said, where folks are separating from each other, and they start acting crazy.
Crazy, different,
and
weird.
He's trying to avoid paying $1.5 million. Maybe that makes sense, based on what you said. Yeah. All right, Mike, stand by. I do need to take a break right now. When we come back on the other side of the break, the victim's father is going to testify about the defendant telling him that his daughter had died. Tough to hear. We'll be back in a minute. Keep it here on Court TV.
Did he eventually tell you she died?
Yes, and he did not know he didn't know exactly what had happened. He said he'd been texting her all morning and she didn't answer, so he thought she was sleeping.
Okay. At that point, when he told you that she had died, did you have an opportunity?
Excuse me just a minute.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Ashley Wilcox.
And I'm Michael Ayala. It is day 3 of testimony in the dismembered wife murder trial of Mindi Kassotis going on in Georgia. Prosecutors claim that Nicholas and his wife, Mindi, were on the run to avoid paying a $1.5 million judgment to his ex-wife. Now, during that time, they say Kassotis met another woman and ended up killing Mindi. The defense agrees the couple was on the run, but contends it was because of a mystery man named Jim McIntyre, who identified himself as an FBI agent or affiliated with the FBI and told them that their lives were in danger.
Mindi's remains were found back in December of 2022, dismembered and scattered in several wooded areas in South Georgia. She was identified in May of 2023, and Kassotis was then arrested and charged with her murder. He was living in Pennsylvania at the time under another name. All right, let's go back in. Mindi's father, just seemingly so credible, sad, testifying about when the defendant told him that his daughter had died.
After he left for the hospital.
Well, he came back home and he told us that she had died.
Okay.
At the hospital.
Okay. Were you surprised?
Yes.
Okay. And at that point, did he tell you what happened?
Well, that's a little fuzzy for me, but I do remember that it had said something to do with her blood pressure, and somebody had left the room, and when they came back, she had died.
You indicated earlier that Mr. Kassotis was an attorney, correct?
Correct.
Did he discuss with you his concerns about her death at the hospital?
No, he told us he was going to go back and find out what had happened.
So when he first came home on the 1st, he didn't know what happened?
All he knew was that she had died, and he was very upset.
But he had no answers about what happened at that point?
No.
Did he have any paperwork at all concerning her death?
No.
Did he ever provide you with any paperwork concerning her death?
No.
Did he ever explain to you what actions, if any, he was taking against the hospital, given what he had described to you?
No, he didn't.
Did Mr. Kassotis ever indicate to you which place that you could go and see your daughter after she passed?
No, that was never discussed.
Okay. Were you concerned where her body was?
I've given that a lot of thought. Being a minister, I know once someone dies, I know they've gone to be with the Lord, and I really didn't need to see her body. I wish I could have said goodbye, but after she was dead, it didn't. That wasn't her. So it was no reason for me to really clamor to go see her body.
Okay. Did you discuss with Mr. Kassotis the possibility of funeral services?
There was some discussion about a memorial service later on, but of course it had to do with the security.
So you weren't allowed to have a service initially because of security?
That's the way I understood it, yes.
Okay. Did you ever have a service?
No.
Did Mr. Kassotis ever give you a doctor's name that was attending to her during her pregnancy?
No.
Did he ever have doctors come to the house to attend to her?
No.
Did you ever see her again after you left for Thanksgiving?
No.
Did you ever exchange emails with people that you believed were connected to the security team?
Yes.
How did you get that email address?
If I remember correctly, I think they sent emails to me and then I sent them back.
So you replied, basically?
Correct.
Okay. So you weren't the one that initiated it?
No, I had no idea who to send it to until I got something.
Did you use regular email to send those?
Yes.
What email did you use?
My email address.
Is that like a Yahoo or a
Yahoo,
Google? Or
yes.
Which is it? Yahoo?
Yes.
Okay. So you used your regular Yahoo to communicate with the security detail?
Correct.
Do you remember if Mr. Kassotis ever got a car?
Yes. At some point in time when we were at the house on 65th Street, he got a green Ford Explorer.
Okay. And do you know how he paid for it?
No.
Did you ever see a death certificate for your daughter?
No.
Medical records of any sort?
No.
After Mindi passed away, can you tell the jury what happened in the days right after she passed?
Well, a few days after, we had to leave the house on 65th Street, and we had to move to the condo that we went to in Hilton Head. We lived there for 3 months.
So from approximately December to March?
Yes.
Okay. How were arrangements made for you to stay at that location?
Nick made arrangements for us.
Okay. Did Mr. Kassotis stay with you?
No, he moved us. He helped move us over there because I had just had the hip replacement, and we said goodbye, and he went back supposedly to the house, and